Interest rates are the highest that they've been in 20 years. I'm gonna give you 3 different ways that you can lower your interest rate in today's market. And sellers, wait for the bonus tip at the end because I have something for you to help you sell your house in today's market. Interest rates have been rising. We have no idea when that's gonna stop. So a lot of people are using that as an excuse of why they shouldn't buy a house right now. So I wanted to talk to you about 3 different ways you can make your interest lower. So here's the first way, a temporary buy down. How that works is you get a temporarily lower mortgage payment and lower interest for the first 3, 2, or 1 years of your mortgage. Say you get this 3, 2, 1 buy down. How it works is you get a seller credit. The first year of your mortgage, your interest rate is 3% lower. That means you could actually get an interest rate in the 3s right now, which is crazy to think about. The second year, your interest rate is gonna be 2% lower. And the third year, your interest rate is gonna be 1% lower. I've done the math for this for some of my clients, and that first year, some people are saving like $700 a month on their interest. The next year, you're probably saving $400 a month on interest. The next year, maybe $100 or $200 a month. So think about how that adds up over time. And then in those 3 years, you're still able to refinance. So let's say 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, interest rates drop, you can refinance your mortgage to a lower interest rate. You're not stuck in it for those 3 years. It's different than an adjustable rate mortgage. So don't think this is crazy, this is scary, my interest rate's gonna be 20% because I have an adjustable rate. You go into it knowing what your interest rate's gonna be after those temporary buy down years. At the end of it, your interest rate's exactly what it would have been today, so you're no worse off. It just gives you a few years to wait for interest rates to go down. Number 2, this is the second way you can get a lower interest rate in today's market. Sellers are having a tough time selling their house. So as a way to get buyers to buy it, a lot of them are offering credits. They're offering to give you a credit towards your closing costs. And you don't just have to use that credit to pay your closing costs. You can actually use a seller credit to buy a lower interest rate on your mortgage. The seller can pay up to 6% on some loans, and you can use that 6% to drop your interest rate for the whole life of the loan. I talked about the temporary buy down before. This is a permanent buy down. So you use the seller's money, take your interest rate, say from maybe 7% down to 5% or 6% down to 5%, and get a lower mortgage over the life of the loan. And then, just like with the temporary buy down, if interest rates drop, you can always refinance your loan to a lower mortgage. With a seller credit, our clients are saving hundreds of dollars a month on their mortgage payment and making houses more affordable. And I just love this so much because this wasn't even something that we were talking about last year. Sellers were never offering to give credits, and now they kind of have to be able to sell their house. So when you're negotiating with a seller, instead of always just thinking about getting the house for cheaper, a lot of times it's better to ask for a credit to be able to buy down your interest rate. And then number 3, the third way that you can lower your interest in today's market is with Guild's 3-2-1 mortgage. The 3-2-1 is kind of like a grant or assistance program where you can get a credit to buy a lower interest rate. So here's how 3-2-1 works. So 3, you get a conventional loan with 3% down. 2, Guild gives you $2,000 as a credit that you can either use towards your closing costs or buying a lower rate. And the 1, you get at least $1,000 from Freddie Mac up to $2,500. So 3% down, $2,000 credit from Guild, $1,000 to $2,500 from Freddie Mac to use towards your closing costs or buying down your interest rate. So these are 3 great ways to lower your interest in today's market. Don't be afraid to buy. There's a lot of opportunities. Sellers, here's that bonus tip that I promised you. We have a lock and sell program at Guild. What that means is that as a seller, you're able to lock in a buyer's interest rate right when you list your house. So if it takes you a couple weeks to sell your house, a month to sell your house, 2 months to sell your house, any buyer that's buying your house is gonna get the rate on the day that you locked it in for them. You can market your house to buyers and alleviate any fear that they have about rising interest rates. You tell them, hey, I've already locked in your interest rate for you with Guild's Lock and Sell program. I'd love to answer questions about any of these. I'm Amanda Ray with Guild Mortgage.